goes unnoticed. First, genetics. You've probably heard someone say, "It runs in the family." Well, turns out, that's not just a saying. If you have a family member with depression, you are at a higher risk of developing it yourself. Studies suggest that genetic factors can influence the balance of chemicals in the brain, like serotonin and dopamine, which play a key role in mood regulation. Think about this: a child of a parent who struggles with depression is more likely to face challenges with their own mental health. It's not guaranteed, but the probability is significantly higher. Next, we have environmental stressors. Imagine living in a constant state of stress, work deadlines piling up, financial issues mounting, or dealing with relationship turmoil. Chronic stress can be a significant trigger for depression. One recent example that stands out is the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Many people saw their lives turned upside down: isolation, financial strain, and the uncertainty of the future. According to a survey by the Kaiser Family Foundation, 53% of adults in the U.S. reported negative mental health impacts due to the pandemic. The third factor? Biological and chemical imbalances in the brain. Our brains are constantly sending signals through complex networks of neurotransmitters. When these signals get disrupted, it can lead to feelings of sadness or even a complete lack of motivation. A study published in the Journal of Social and Clinical Psychology found that higher levels of social media use were correlated with increased feelings of depression and loneliness. Even though we might connect online, we can still feel alone, which leads to a downward spiral of isolation and sadness. Consider the case of someone who struggles with poor sleep. According to the National Sleep Foundation, people with insomnia are 10 times more likely to experience depression than those who sleep well. Lack of sleep can disrupt the brain's ability to regulate mood, making someone more prone to feelings of sadness and hopelessness. And then there's the role of nutrition. Studies have shown that poor diet, especially one high in processed foods, can contribute to depression. A diet lacking in key nutrients, like omega-3 fatty acids, can alter brain function, affecting our mood and emotional regulation. Take the example of veterans who return from combat zones. Now, let's talk about lifestyle factors, like sleep patterns, diet, and exercise. Our bodies and minds are deeply interconnected. If we don't take care of our physical health, it can have a direct impact on our mental well-being. Studies have shown that PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, is closely linked to depression, with one often exacerbating the other. Even something seemingly less dramatic, like an abusive relationship, can lead to long-term emotional distress and the onset of depressive symptoms. For example, when serotonin or norepinephrine levels are low, it can cause a person to feel low energy, struggle with sleep, and experience a decrease in overall mood. This is why antidepressants like SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, are commonly prescribed. They help balance these chemicals and improve symptoms. However, while medication can help, it's only part of the solution. These imbalances are often the result of a combination of genetic predisposition and life experiences, making depression even harder to treat. Another major cause is trauma and negative life events. Trauma can leave deep emotional scars, whether it's childhood abuse, the loss of a loved one, or experiencing a violent incident. These painful events can alter the way our brain processes emotions. Finally, social isolation and loneliness have emerged as significant contributors to depression, especially in today's hyper-connected world. You might think that social media would bring us closer, but research suggests it may actually make things worse. Depression is a multifaceted condition. It doesn't have a single cause, but rather a combination of genetic, biological, environmental, and lifestyle factors that can trigger its onset. Understanding these causes is the first step toward breaking the stigma and creating a society where people feel empowered to seek help when they need it.